Now, having said that, there's also something very, very, very strange about his reign. What are we seeing? His connection and affiliation with gold. Now, that's very interesting, because the Bible tells us there was once a kingdom. In fact, some say it is the greatest kingdom that has ever existed upon the face of the earth. And what is that kingdom? The Bible tells us it is the kingdom of Babylon. And we are told when Nebuchadnezzar, and he was the king of Babylon. So interesting. Currently, Trump is king of America. And the Bible describes America and her mother, the papacy, in Revelation 17 as what? Babylon. So see the parallels and the connections. Now, in a vision in Daniel 2, he was told that his kingdom was that of gold. So Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom is represented as gold. And he was told that that kingdom would come to an end. And Nebuchadnezzar sought to refute and go against that prophecy. And what did he do? In Daniel 3, he sets up an entire golden image from head to bottom. And what did he do? After establishing that golden kingdom, because gold is the most precious commodity, and so he sets up. So what was the rationale behind? His kingdom will reign forever. In other words, he declared himself God, because it is only the kingdom of God that will reign forever. So it was a war against God. Are you going to see that in the end time? The answer is yes. So what did he do? He sets up this golden image, and then he causes everybody to worship his image. And whoever defies it, you would face death penalty in Daniel chapter 3. That is what the Bible tells us. And that is what prevailed during the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar. What do we see with America and Trump's connection with gold? Number one, the introduction of gold card.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks out? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there
Wait a
any
minute.
requirements for that gold
Hang on a
card?
second.
Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are number one in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things. But generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but they'll have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about. So it's a gold card. It's somewhat like a green card, but at a higher level of sophistication. It's a road to citizenship for people. And essentially people of wealth or people of great talent, where people of wealth pay for those people of talent to get in, meaning companies will pay for people to get in and to have long-term status in the country. And I think it's something we're very, very happy about. Would you have anything to say about that?
Well, many other countries, by the way, do this, including, of course, your 51st state does that.
And the money's earmarked for deficit reduction?
It may be earmarked for deficit, but it actually could be more money than that. I mean, if you did 10 million, you'd have $15 trillion left over. But generally, it's going to be paid down debt, yes.
Do you need Congress for this? Do you think you need to
No,
pass
we don't
a law?
need Congress, no, because we're not doing citizenship. We're doing the card.
I see.
It's a path to citizenship, a very strong path to citizenship, but we're not doing the citizenship. For that, I'd have to get Congress.
And would all countries be eligible for this gold card?
Depends. The countries largely, the people will be vetted very carefully.
Number 2, the building of Golden Dome. You know, that security architecture that they would want to put in place. Because, for example, Israel has Iron Dome and America wants to have Golden Dome.
I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
Donald Trump made a fresh push for the much-hyped Golden Dome missile defense shield.
Israel has it, other places have it, and the United States should have it too.
This comes weeks after the Pentagon quietly renamed the Trump administration's ambitious National Missile Defense Initiative from Iron Dome for America to Golden Dome for America. So, what is Trump's Golden Dome for America? Why did Donald Trump rechristen the project? What do we know about the mega defense system? We explain in the latest episode of HT In Depth. A week into office, Donald Trump surprised many by announcing his plans to create a missile defense shield, calling it the Iron Dome for America. However, the name was later changed to Golden Dome. Defense News reported that Iron Dome is a registered trademark owned by Israeli defense firm Rafael Advanced Defense Systems. This may have forced the Trump administration to rename it. However, reports suggest the similarity may be limited to just the name. The Iron Dome is tailored to Israel's defense needs and size. It is designed to intercept and destroy low-level targets, rockets, mortar shells, and cruise missiles over short range. However, the continental United States is vast, spanning 4 time zones, with an extensive coastline. It soon became apparent that what Trump was advocating on January 27 was the creation of a new generation missile defense shield for the United States. A system that would shield against ballistic, hypersonic, advanced cruise missiles, and other next-generation aerial attacks. This new multi-layer defense system is envisaged as not just protecting the US, but also forward-deployed troops in combat. So, basically what Trump is eyeing is an updated version of former US President Ronald Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative program.
Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually.
The US already has an early warning and interceptor system in place. However, its abilities are limited and would be able to stop only the kind of attacks launched by minor nuclear powers like North Korea. The US current missile defense system arsenal may not be able to stop a large-scale attack by a foe like Russia or China. The White House has also said that a next-generation missile shield will have to defend itself against ballistic, hypersonic, advanced cruise missiles, and other next-generation aerial attacks from peer, near-peer, and rogue adversaries. Modern long-range missiles come with decoys and other penetration aids with speeds of 25,000 km per hour or faster. Then there is the hypersonic missile challenge, which are designed to take a randomized path to their targets. Reports suggest the US Space Force, created by Trump during his first term in office and established in 2019, would be an integral part of this new missile shield along with the US Strategic and Northern Commands. The Golden Dome puts emphasis on intercepting any missile attack as early as possible, ideally in the first phase, or boost phase, of a missile's flight. Such interceptions would require a network of space-based radar systems, a series of space-based interceptors, or introducing space-based laser batteries in orbit. The placement, coordination, and control of this vast network of interceptors and detectors would be controlled by the Space Force. So, will Donald Trump's Golden Dome missile defense system see the light of the day? And will it be able to shield the US in case of a conflict against powers like Russia and China? We'll wait and watch.
And then the third, he has a plan for Gaza. And an AI video was released where we see exactly the image of Trump, a statue of Trump in gold. Now let's watch that. Those who affirm it.
The US President Donald Trump has shared his vision for turning Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East in an AI-generated video post that was posted to his Truth Social platform. So the video shows the area transformed from a war zone to a luxury beach and Dubai-style skyscraper situation with Trump Gaza branding. The video also depicts Trump and his favourite, not Trump, but Trump's favourite, Elon Musk. There's Trump there, but Elon Musk partying on the sand, as well as Donald Trump and Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sipping cocktails by a resort pool, even though, having been there, there's no alcohol served. The video was allegedly first shared online in early February by accounts with no apparent connection to the White House. So someone else has done it. Trump's posted it.
So we see his connection with gold. So Nebuchadnezzar erects a golden statue and he connects worship to it because his kingdom was gold. He erects a golden statue and then he connects worship to it and gets everyone to bow to that golden image. And whoever defies it meets his wrath and anger. Ladies and gentlemen, has the Bible said that one, America is a kingdom? The answer is yes. And who rules over a kingdom? It is a king. Has the Bible rightly said that America is connected to Babylon? The answer is yes. The entire system of Babylon. Where do we find it? Now let's pick our Bibles and open to Revelation chapter 16. Revelation chapter 16. Let's read quickly. Revelation chapter 16, verse number, let's start from 12 and then build it up. Now, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, and the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Now, let's watch verse 13, very key. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon. So you see the dragon here, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. So we see 3 entities here. Now, what is so unique about these 3 entities? Verse 19, the Bible tells us that these 3 entities form the conglomerate Babylon. And verse 19, we are told, and the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before God to give unto her the cup of the wine of the wrath of the fierceness of his wrath. So when we talk about Babylon, we are talking about the dragon system, we are talking about the beast, and then we are talking about the false prophet. And the false prophet in Revelation 19:20 is none other than the beast, the beast that arose out of the earth, and that is America. So we see the connection of America, or the second beast of Revelation 13, to Babylon. It is part and parcel of Babylon. In fact, the final fall of Babylon is all attributed to the very act of America in these last days that will bring the fall of Babylon to pass. So we are seeing this gold connected to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, here connected to Donald Trump, king of America, which is into bracket Babylon. The same thing. And we see this dragon-like spirit, he demonstrating it. Now what Nebuchadnezzar did was that he connected worship, because in Daniel 3 we are told he caused everyone to worship his golden image. Now do we see that also in America? With America, has the Bible predicted exactly that? The answer is yes. Let's read Revelation chapter 13, verse number 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. You see, worship. Did Nebuchadnezzar get the world to worship? Yes. As this second beast getting, will he get the world to worship? Yes. Yes. Therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them. How does he do it? Deception. That dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, do we see him speak like so boldly like a dragon, that they should make an image? You hear the word image? Nebuchadnezzar erected a golden image. And Trump, we hear him saying the golden age of America has just begun. Let's watch it. And Kelvin Roberts, the head of this think tank, Project 2025, he also affirmed it. The golden age of America has just begun. What has gold got to do with America? The golden, gold, Nebuchadnezzar, gold, Babylon, gold, image, here image, worship, here worship. Death penalty, we see that the same with America. These are the strong evidence, strong parallels that exist between America and Babylon. Now, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Where Daniel and his friends cast, or were they sent, the friends of Daniel sent into the fire burning? Did it happen or it didn't happen? It happened. They were cast into the lake of fire for refusing that worship system. The same thing. Whoever fails to worship the image of the beast will be killed. Verse 16. And he causeth all. Read Daniel chapter 3. Did Nebuchadnezzar cause all? Yes. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Verse 17. That is the economic system, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. The same system. Daniel 3 is but a type of Revelation 13. It is but a type. The image is the Christianization of America and forcing everyone to comply with state laws. That is image to the beast. What did Nebuchadnezzar do? He erected a worship system, and with his state and secular laws, he enforced it. The same thing. The same thing is, there's no difference. The Bible is such a powerful book. What was the worship system that Nebuchadnezzar erect in Babylon? Was it a true worship system or it was a false worship system? It was an image worship. It was a false worship system. So if that's the case, what we are going to see, what prophecy has foretold, is it a true worship system or a false worship system? Clearly, it is a false worship system. So, but the Bible tells us, the Bible gives us a clue. Its nature, its form, its origin. Where do we find that? We find it in Revelation chapter 13 verse 12. What does it say? And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. Now what is the first beast? Papacy. Papacy, Catholicism, Roman Catholic papacy. That is the first beast. Ha! So, the same system. Now let's see what is going on. Let's see the form of Christianity that America currently is championing at the state level. High profile state authorities. Let's see the kind of Christianity, the kind of religion that they promise to bring back to America. Let's see the kind of religion that they are pushing. Number one, this is Secretary of State, high profile state figure.
Marco Rubio's with us. Mr. Secretary, good to have you. Thank you for being with us.
People don't realize the president meets with these people. He hears their stories. He's outraged, and rightfully so. He's tired of watching these videos every weekend where hostages that are emaciated are released and bodies are turned over, and sometimes it's the wrong bodies, and this 5 here and 3 there, and there's games that are being played, and he's lost his patience with it. He's been very clear about this from the beginning. He's created space and time for this to be solved. And now it's time for seeing it come to an end. It's enough of this already. These people have been in captivity now for over 1.5 years. These are monsters. It needs to stop. And you know, I wish there were more international pressure along the same lines here. But I'm glad he's putting those statements out. I think he doesn't say these things and not mean it, as folks are finding out around the world. If he says he's going to do something, he'll do it. He'll do it. And so they better take that seriously.
What is on his forehead? Ash Wednesday. So what are we seeing? He's promoting on national television, ash on the forehead. That's so interesting. He causes the earth to receive a mark on the forehead or on the hand, and we see ash because that mark is a sign of authority, and that mark on the forehead. Now, there is not a literal mark, but I'm just seeing certain comparisons, certain things that are so interesting on national TV, portraying to the world the belief system that they are bringing back to America. America is sending the world back to the dark ages. Marco Rubio, not only him, J.D. Vance, the vice president, the second gentleman of the land, before his travel, what happened? A priest, Catholic priest, meets him at the airport and places the ash on his forehead. Is that all? Trump and the wife promoting Ash Wednesday? Is that all? White House hold Ash Wednesday mass for staff? Let's watch all these things to reaffirm our stance that what the Bible has said is exactly what we are saying.
The White House held an Ash Wednesday Holy Mass for its staff on March 5th. According to CNA, the Mass was celebrated at 8:30 a.m. in the Indian Treaty Room in the Eisenhower Executive Office building, which is adjacent to the White House. The White House Management Office emailed the staff in advance to welcome those who observe the holy day, which marks the beginning of the Lenten fast. According to Mick Mulvaney, Trump's former Office of Management and Budget Director, an Ash Wednesday Mass held at the White House in 2018 was attended by more than 100 people. Since then, the White House regularly hosted masses about every other week until it was shut down for COVID in March 2020. In his article published last year in the Wall Street Journal, Mulvaney stated that neither the Mass nor any other religious services resumed at the White House after the pandemic during the Biden administration. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump also issued a message marking the day. Quote, "This Ash Wednesday, we join in prayer with the tens of millions of American Catholics and other Christians beginning the holy season of Lent." End quote. It noted that the 40 days Christians spent praying, fasting, and giving alms deepened their faith and strengthened their belief in the gospel. The couple concluded the short message offering their best wishes for a prayerful and enriching Lenten season and a blessing prayer for the nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, all that we put together is to reaffirm that in Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9, the thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. We saw this system during the Dark Ages. We've seen it being implemented during the Dark Ages, during the days of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. The Bible has said that there is no new thing under the sun. And that which shall be is that which shall be done. What has happened will repeat itself, and we are seeing these things unraveling right before our eyes, and it tells us that this is the time to make the right decisions for our lives. May God help us in Jesus' name. Amen.